This is Carlton Hopkins with Landscape Depot. We're going to show a couple of things here on this salt spreader that is of interest and should be of interest. Back about a week ago, I noticed as working on the salt spreader that we were getting ready for snow here in Virginia. This 2-ton salt spreader we got mounted on a Buck Switch and Go flat body, and I adapted a 4 independent leg setup here so that I can pull the truck right out from under the salt spreader, even if it's loaded. It's up on its own derrick as such, and then I put it in a pinnable gusset. This all comes loose right here. That pins separately from the leg. Each leg is different. Each leg has got its own independent jack, so I can adjust in case the ground is different. Makes it all nice and handy. That just plugs right up into this standard pocket from beneath, as opposed to coming down from the top, which your side rail would be. And you just, of course, obviously back the truck right in. I've got the truck sitting here real close to me, so I can run the motor and have this plugged in, the cable plugged in here, and I had to get pretty close so that I could plug into the truck here and then run it so I can bring in the new chain. Now what I'm showing is a couple things. This pile of rust, which you see here, is which came off of the chain. The spreader was sitting in a building for the summer season, and then of course it's been for the last several years as it's supposed to. And what I'm showing is how the what happens in the course of time with all this high-price equipment running in salt and all this corrosion. Now we got this where we're going to take out and get these bearings a little bit better. But this chain and that little bit of rust that you see right here, that was on this chain. This chain, I got this rust on my hands here from that chain. This chain was in, I would characterize it as aged, not in bad shape, not mechanically bad, but it was, I would say the joints were stiff. They certainly weren't free like this. And what I did is I took a little bit of Magic O, the liquid salt item. I sprayed on the joints and worked the joints a little bit by hand, and those joints freed right up. It's very little mess created thereafter. The joints are totally, you can just kind of see, the joints are totally free. It took that rust right off of those joints, and even though the chain looks rusty, it is free. So, I mean, it'll go right back in the splitter and work great. And another little aspect that I'll show here in a minute, I've got to go down out at the barn where the container of Magic O is, but I'll show you how it looks like a mess when the Magic O is on either the chain or your hands. But I'll show you the advantage of doing what I did. I'll be back with you here shortly. Now what I'm doing is I'm just showing you the sprayer had drifted down a little bit. I'm gonna put a little bit, I'm gonna spray a little bit and kind of show you what looks like what looks like a terrible mess. That's kind of the way my hands ended up after applying the Liquid O deicer, which is got a corrosion index of less than distilled water. Your hands appear to look like they've got grease on them, and yeah, for a short while it was kind of messy. But I'll show you here how all that ends up being significantly better to work with and environmentally better to work with than oil. So just give me a second here. Let me put the camera down. Now, if this was oil, there's no way you could do this. Now my hands are clean. If that was oil, you might as well forget it. You'd be finding some soap and a heck of a lot more water and a lot more time to get your hands clean. So that Magic O that I sprayed on that chain ended up freeing those links up, not causing any additional rust, and it was easy to work with, environmentally safe, so whatever got sprayed out on the ground, no problem. Not any big deal at all. So just keep all that in mind. Thanks. Bye. Okay, back with you. Now I put this back on to just kind of further illustrate the convenience of why this is important. These independent legs that I need here. Here's a jack. I can jack this up, down, doesn't make any difference. And that leg comes up, intersects into this pocket. And so here's the truck I've just driven out. That's one guy. Driven out. Right now the salt spreader is empty, but I have had 2 tons in it. And it makes it very convenient to be able to back in, back under it, hook it up right there at the cable. Lets the truck, when that winch is driving, it's sucking that cable right in, pulling the truck right on into it, and within a matter of about 2 minutes and a maximum of 5 minutes from when I pull into this, when I back into this bed with the salt spreader on, in a maximum of 5 minutes, I can be hooked up and ready to roll. That shows the convenience, the simplicity, the safety, the speed of why it's so important for switch and go products as incorporated into landscape companies today. Thanks.